Leinster raised the stakes yesterday with their win. They put a lot of pressure on both these sides. Louis Picamol, along with Nemani Nandolo, loves to go forward against them. Jack Yandel, a really inspiring hooker. There's no Bismarck Duplessis, but Exeter know that they're up against a very big, powerful pack. Yandel's leadership crucial today.
Closer look at John Lacey. This match certainly has an international feel. Not just the cosmopolitan nature of particularly the home side, but the intensity with which we expect this game to be played. And in beautiful sunshine too. Montpellier get us underway. The former man Nick White. The first pass from the base, and away go Exeter, looking to attack. Whitten. White gets across. Yandel.
Backwards.
Steenson and Slade, and plenty of ball in hand early on for the Chiefs.
Move, keep moving, keep moving.
The atmosphere is good. Looks like the rugby is going to be as well. Thomas Waldron scored 6 tries in the Exeter campaign a couple of seasons ago. 3 tries last year, and back after injury. Ollie Woodburn, who scored 5 tries in the Premiership, being one of the form wingers in the English domestic competition. Thomas Francis back in the side. Keeping the ball well, but they'd like to get into the opposition half. This is what Vern Cotter was talking about before the match. Montpellier just holding their shape, knowing they'll have to absorb this kind of play from Exeter, which can be pretty relentless when they get the chance. Ben Moon. They played here when these two met in the Challenge Cup way back in 2011. And Montpellier will be pretty pleased with the outcome there.
They will. A minute and 40 start of the game, Exeter keep the ball. And they will be trying to make sure that they keep it as much as possible in this match, to try and run Montpellier ragged, to try and run the steam out of them. And that's why I think you've got guys like Sam Simmons on the bench for the last 20. But in that opening salvo, shape of the defence, very good. And from the penalty, Ruben Pienaar finds a very useful touch kick. His battle with Nick White is going to be very, very important today, because Exeter still have this wonderful pick and drive game, but they will not be able to put it into effect outside of 5-10 metres. So Pienaar, it's crucial that he keeps his team in the right parts of the field and gives this juggernaut pack and a pretty big set of backs the opportunity to batter the opposition.
As Exeter get the ball. So a missed opportunity there for Montpellier. Jesse Mogg.
Stop, Black, stop!
3 caps for Australia. It's a good kick, but Woodburn has done really well to keep that in field, but the whistle has gone. It did go forward. It's a good effort from Woodburn. I think he knows from his reaction.
Yeah, he's just losing control of his body, so he just put the ball down and hoped he could just leave it dead. Initial throw there from Rufinak is not a good one. Starting from Bismarck Duplessis.
Yeah.
He injured his left knee, and I'm told will be out for 6 weeks definitely. Probably there for 2 months.
Nice and slow, no, nice and slow.
2 weeks to get back up to speed.
That could have a role today. Exeter, their ability to play this pick and drive game is so important, and if there's one man who can really negate it, it's Bismarck Duplessis, one of the finest operators over a ball in world rugby. His absence could be a blow for this Montpellier team.
No. We're not going to start like that. Let's come out here. No, I need your head.
Pitch just cutting up a bit.
Shoulders from you and a longer bind here. Yeah.
Let's go.
Shoulders.
Must have watered it well.
Crouch!
His link coming out of the clouds
Bind.
here. What a beautiful day.
Set. Stay. Stay.
Pienaar feeds. Benjamin Fowle off the wing as first receiver, and now a chance for Mont to put one in behind him. Chased by Nandolo.
Early pressure there. Benjamin Fowle, very different sort of winger to Nandolo. Live, quick player. Jesse Monk, he's on a diagonal line. I don't think he could straighten that, so he decides to go for the percentage play. And it's a good kick from the former Australian international. Pressure now very much on Jack Yandel. Experienced thrower into the line out.
10.
His third season as European Champions Cup captain. And he was accurate there where Ruffinac was not for Montpellier. But still the pressure very much on. White wanted more of a return on the kick.
9.
Don Armand wins his first line out, does so much for this Exeter team. Set piece, in the loose, tackling, carrying. Nick White there, key man too.
Just warned by referee Lacey to keep his thoughts to himself on where the line out is given by the assistant. Ruffinac plays safe with that one. And it's Pienaar.
Off now!
And again, the former Ulster man. Ulster did not want to lose. Nandolo. It was hard to lose. Pienaar, oh, that might just break here for Tamani. Tamani looks around, but he might score it himself.
1 second on the outcoming. I'm coming. Time off.
Not sure he quite knew how close he was to the try line. When he realised, he put it down, but did he score?
My view, I think it came off the foot first, but we need to check that and then try yes or no here.
Yes, correct.
Agree?
Well, it did come off
Simon?
the foot.
Yes, John.
Yeah, we think it's off the foot, but can you check for a possible knock-on and then try yes or no here?
Okay, check knock on, then try yes or no.
Thank you.
All the ricochets went the way of the home team there.
It comes off pink.
Don't think that touches his hand. It's off the shin.
Good.
Gets taken a fraction early, but that doesn't affect him. And we're going back to see if it does touch the hand. It doesn't look that way.
Back. Thank you very much. Go back.
Pienaar's kick hits Slade.
Off the shin, it seems, from Joe Tamani, the player with international experience with Australia. There,
Gets it down.
Gets it down. Does he have the necessary control on it?
Johnny, Simon, I have a decision.
Yes?
You may award the try.
Yes, he does.
I agree.
Simon McDowell, the television match official, and John Lacey in total agreement there. And Joe Tamani gets Montpellier on their way.
Early moment goes the way of the Montpellier team there, a little bit fortuitous. Pienaar at his clever best, looking to get behind this Russian Exeter defence. Here's the early pressure. Pienaar looks for a little dink, it comes off Slade. There's the deflection onto the shin of Tamani, and he just holds his way, powers past through 2 tackles. Very good finish. Fortuitous, but that's a great start for Montpellier.
And Pienaar has this chance to make it even worse for Exeter at the start here. Won't panic, long way to go. And that will make them feel a bit better.
It's what Pienaar gives you, though, variety in his game. He's such a searching thinker on the game, a clever player. Breaks the way of Tamani, but he takes advantage of it, doesn't he?
Slice of fortune, but Tamani, as you say, taking full advantage.
Outside!
Pienaar gets his bearings right, helped out by the referee. Oh, it went high, but Yandel first to react.
Hold there now.
And then White tries a little dink over the top for Woodburn to chase. He doesn't have the clearest path initially. Very big in-goal areas here.
It would have needed to be twice that long, really, to cause any problem at all there. It wasn't a very good kick from Nick White. Knows this ground very well, of course. I think his battle with Pienaar is going to be seminal in this match, trying to make sure you're playing in the right parts of the pitch. Yes, Exeter, of course, want to keep ball, and they want to keep as much possession as possible.
They should have onside
but I
now,
don't think
please.
they're going to want to be playing 20-25 minutes of running rugby in their own half.
His big friend Stein gives it a boot. He's in at 17.5 stone these days, Stein. Waldrom's not light,
but delicate on his feet.
Which leaves with the carry. Good to see him back in full working order. Knee injury hindered his season last season. Henry Slade. Johnny Hill. Alongside Lees in the second row. Man of the match last week against Glasgow. It's Whitten. Nice little pass off to Slade again. Good contest at the breakdown. Exeter have to work hard to hold on to it, and they do. And went Dolman when White was dubbed out of the way, and the referee sees that as a penalty offence. Little chip from Steenson. Taken by camera, but is a matter. The penalty had already been awarded.
I must admit, I thought Jacques Duplessis eased his chaser out of the way on the kick. Here's the breakdown. It's very physical, isn't it? Montpellier probably haven't got quite the technique of their opposition.
Playing the ball. No.
And there's Duplessis just thumping Lackey Turner off the ball. John Lacey doesn't see that, and he goes back to what was a more difficult kick if Exeter wanted the option. So Steenson goes for the line out. And this is where Exeter can be so good. We saw Leinster demolish Glasgow yesterday. We saw Exeter do the same last week. Can they do the same to Montpellier now?
Take this from Armand. They're looking to catch the eye internationally, having had a taste of it in the summer. And that is a good drive from Exeter.
Stay bound.
Managed to slow it down to a halt, so White takes on his former side around the fringe, but it's now towards the wing and the waiting Lockie Turner, another Australian international on this field. This time in Exeter colours. Goes Wallaby White, and Slade feeds and then gets into the breakdown. Skipping in there is White again. It's good attack this from Exeter, promising position. Advantage of game being played. Much easier kick this time.
Advantage 9, 12 black offside.
Waldrom. White. Here comes Yendel, but he was the decoy, and there might be an extra man wide. Turner is that man, but the whistle has gone for the forward pass. So the Chiefs supporters haven't heard it. They're celebrating a try. That won't stand, but the penalty will.
Lovely patient play from Exeter at the moment. Nandola again does what he does so often. He just sprints off his line, puts his arm in the air, leaves himself absolutely nowhere, and no options for his teammates. But there's a forward pass, and that saves the day. The left wing, I was thinking before, stepped in and made a really good turnover, a good play, but that was just so loose again. And Exeter, I think, will look to get to that left flank of Montpellier's, but at the moment they're not even looking for 3 points. They back their pick and drive against anyone. Montpellier are massive, but with Exeter it's about organisation, it's about patience. They've got as good a pick and drive game as any side in Europe.
Well, the two calls on turning down the kicks at goal, obviously the second one, this latest one, which is really interesting. It shows exactly how Exeter want to play this game. That was a simple kick for Steenson, and surely going to 3 points, but now will it be more? Down it comes Yendel, somewhere underneath all of that, and it's a turnover. And you wonder, you do wonder. It was on a plate, that 3.
But you've got to realise Exeter are champions of England. The reason they beat Glasgow convincingly last week is because they are the best at this. They back themselves on this, and they have to carry on trusting themselves. Yes, You know, if this is 70 minutes into the game and they're 5 down or 2 behind, you take the 3 points. But this moment, they have to believe in their strengths and keep playing to them.
Yeah,
I don't think after something's gone wrong, you can say, should have taken the 3 points. I think they've got to play their game.
It's good. The last one was good. We need that balance every scrum.
It's one of those where opinion is quite often split, but there are many who believe just get your points. Montpellier missed their conversion.
Crouch!
Exeter are backing themselves. Back themselves to get back in similar positions to create more and more opportunities.
Okay.
But it's also, as you say, one of those things that after the event, it's much easier to have the opinion.
Oh, but it's the great strength of their game, Miles. It is the strength of Exeter's game. You get a chance to utilise it, they're going to do that. And if after 6 or 7 pick and drives, they've been negated every time by Montpellier, then they think, hang on, the smart thing to do now is to switch our options. But in the first 2 or 3, they've got to keep going for it again. You know, Glasgow stopped them once or twice, but in the end, they buckled.
There goes Pickermall. He's made many a tackle of buckle. Enjoyed his time at Northampton, but back with Montpellier for a second time. And
clear release on the 4 first.
Part of winning a penalty here.
So he doesn't go far, but he just goes far enough past Salvi in the collision to give a front foot to his team, and that enables them to win the penalty. And whilst Pickermall has magic in his footwork, he's great feet for a big man. He's just got this power to get his team on the front foot, and half a metre on all these collisions can often be enough. Last week, Exeter dominated Glasgow in that half-metre section, and it won them the game.
Vern Cotter watches on. We saw earlier a glimpse of Alex King, now on the coaching staff here. Nathan Hines too. Favourite of Leinster, try score in the 2011 final, of course. Lost by Pickermall, picked up by Lees.
Still advantage.
Moon can't get it, but no clear advantage there for Exeter. They'll have a chance to put into the scrum.
Ruffenack at the moment is a little bit hit and miss with his lineouts. I think Exeter give men up and try to put pressure on, and Montpellier are not looking convincing at all. Nathan Hines, of all people, will be disappointed with the way his lineout has gone in the early stages of this match.
Both teams in second place in their domestic competition. Montpellier in the top 14, won 5 and lost 2, 3 points off Lyon. And Exeter 1 point off Saracens with 1-4, lost 2, one less game in England, of course.
Bind! Set! Stay!
Well, we know what Exeter will be doing.
Turn one,
well, if they're consistent in their thinking, they're going to bang this one down to the corner again,
Just here, yeah.
It would make the last 2 decisions extremely illogical if they didn't. If there's one thing Exeter are not, it's illogical. Steensson says into the 22. Go again forwards. Good scrum there for Exeter against this juggernaut pack with the ubiquitous Georgian and Misha Narishashvili. They do very well there.
Narishashvili was shaking his head there.
Interference
Didn't agree. Many props do when it goes against them. But he'll have to defend here, along with his teammates. And Woodburn posing a threat there.
Tackle!
And once again,
stay back, move!
The Chiefs in sight of the Montpellier line. Trying to level up the try count at the start of this match.
Your number on that, Andy.
Lee's having a good look. What's his decision here? Head down and drive on.
Still advantage.
Waldron simply deadly from this sort of range.
No advantage.
They stop him, and he still makes a couple of metres, and that's all they are short now. Just a couple of metres here. Keep picking and driving, and Armand is there. And now Exeter will get the easiest kick of the lot. And it's a conversion. Their tactic, their policy pays
Simon,
off.
have a quick look at that,
There is an
please.
air of inevitability when Exeter play.
Just stop for a second.
This time they didn't go for the drive from the line out. They
wait,
cleverly
wait,
used Ollie Woodburn. They worked it in field. They're so patient, and then they've got this explosive power and
Skipper.
drive from the individuals.
Skipper.
Don Armand started the game with a line out. 17 minutes
Skipper.
later, he gets in a low driving
wait.
position and reaches out and hits
all
that
good.
line.
All
Too many
good.
penalties, okay? We've got interference in the air and offsides here. We must take a metre back at rough time, okay? Thank you. Time on. Sorry, 10.
So Gareth Steenson, another who played here back in 2011, is on the
Thanks for
bench
that number, Andy.
in that meeting. Return at Sandy Park. Montpellier won them both. Steenson goes back a long time in Exeter colours, one that got away as far as Ulster are concerned, and Armand has been another great addition for the Chiefs, and that gives the Chiefs the lead.
John Lacey talking to Montpellier saying you have to be a metre more back. That's going to cause them problems. They want to stop this drive,
Fine.
and at the moment Lacey's
All there,
pinning
no.
them for being
Yeah, I won't
offside
be
all
there.
the time.
Steenson now in open play, finds Dolman up from full-back. Ian Whitten, another former Ulster man, made his debut in this competition in Ulster colours way back in 2008.
Stay up.
Lockie Turner, the short spell in France with Toulon.
Held.
Armand retrieves it well, but
And
he's
release
always going to
forward.
have to take the tackle then.
No.
But the way
Pay on,
Exeter are
pay on.
preserving the ball is excellent, and
No.
Hill involved with an advantage, and Slade, oh, he just saw
Punch
that
it
in
over.
front of him. Now he's looking all around for support as he glides over the turf. He wants the speed to Woodburn. He offloads what he nearly did to Lees. On goes Waldron, that must have gone forward. In fact,
Offside.
it's offside, the call.
Have a look.
Referee wants to take a closer look because a lot happened there. Lees certainly felt there might have been a deliberate
Simon?
knock-on.
Yes, John.
Yeah, that was just lost on by Pink there. In an offside position. Just make sure it wasn't deliberately knocked on. Blocked.
That's exactly what the referee's going to look at, and rightly
Just
so.
repeat that, Johnny.
Just checking for a deliberate knock on by Black, please. That's all.
Okay, we'll just check deliberate knock on 8 black.
Yeah.
Scything break from Henry Slade, and a lovely piece of vision to find his man on the inside. Now, is there a deliberate knock-on? He's put his hand out. I mean, the way the game goes at the moment, that's a deliberate knock-on. It's been the general interpretation. If you put one hand out, you're not trying to catch the ball, and therefore that is deliberate. There's no way Jesse Mogg can get the ball. His body's going one way, Miles. His arm's going the other. That has to be a deliberate knock-on.
Well, it's 15 black, Jesse Mogg,
Yeah, Simon.
and it is a deliberate
John.
There is a deliberate knock on by 15 Black there. I need to see possible cover now from a wider angle.
So possible penalty try.
So 15 Black will be going to the bin.
Well,
I just
I
need a
think
wider
if
angle.
Fran Staines in a position to make this tackle now. Staines just to the left of Woodburn.
Yeah, he's
Mitch
covering
Lees gets
across.
that. That's not a penalty. That
Okay,
can't
so
be a
there's
penalty
cover
try.
there. So I'm just going Black 15, yellow card for deliberate knock on and penalty there, okay?
Which
Agreed.
Lees might say, you should see my
15.
sidestep, but the referee can't give it.
15. Listen to me. It's a deliberate knock on, yellow card, not a try.
Now with the extra man, what will Exeter do? Again, it's very
We
kickable.
got time off, Captain. It's not a
Pienaar
penalty try
down.
because there's cover coming across after that, but that's why it's yellow card, okay? All right? Time is off.
Good start for Montpellier, but Exeter have got their hands on the
penalty
ball
flag
and they're
to cover,
in complete
okay?
control of this game. I'd love
Yeah.
to see the sort of possession stats, not the time in play. It seems to be all Exeter at the moment. Jesse Mogg's got no real option there. He just flicks his hand out, but he can't withdraw it and just give Mitch Lees a free run.
We've got too many penalties.
He does have a
You
sidestep,
can see on the
probably
screen here.
would have been a
Do we
strong
have a
word
word
to
or two
use
there, please? We need
to beat
to
Fran
thank you.
Stain, but Exeter are carving them up at the moment. The fluidity of their game is stretching Montpellier
Time
and
is
it's
off.
opening
You take your
holes.
time, Captain.
Yeah, Pienaar, you could see there, collided with Mogg after he'd knocked the ball
drink
on
there,
it
lads,
deliberately. She has ended up with Mogg in the sin bin and also Pienaar in a spot of bother. Seemed to have a bit of whiplash in the collision. And that's the reason why the precautionary neck brace is being put on the South African scrum half, stroke fly half. Benoit Payog, also in the French tradition, a 9-stroke-10, playing at 10 today. And reserve scrum half on the bench in Enzo Sanga.
Great call. Why?
You could tell that Pienaar really felt it. He winced on impact.
Yeah.
And Sanga will be the man to come onto the field. And don't forget, coming up after this game, another French side at home against Ulster this time. And that should be well worth watching. La Rochelle absolutely superb in round 1 to win at the Stoop. Ulster got that victory over Wasps on their own patch, and now they have to travel to a team that loves to play and loves to play at home as well, and it's their first game at home in the Champions Cup, so that'll be a very special occasion. That's on Sky Sports Action following this game.
Always a great atmosphere in La Rochelle, and what fantastic counter punching last week. Harlequins had so much of the ball, the possession and the territory, but every time La Rochelle got it, they struck. Good round of applause here for Ruan Pienaar. Thoughts are with him. I'm sure he'll be okay. Exeter fans, it's good to see them standing up and applauding a man who, of course, who has been so outstanding in European rugby for so long.
Well, a game that started so well for Montpellier.
It's a shot.
It's bad
Just
to
hit
worse.
the buffers, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's bad to worse at the moment. Pienaar very important to try and get Montpellier in the right parts of the field. They've got an inexperienced scrum half on now.
Shot indicated.
And 7-5 up in front of the post. 10 minutes with an extra man. They're trying to make it tell now.
Good for me so far, anyway.
You just wonder, had it been a forward sent off from
No,
the
just
field, and
based
John
on
Lacey
cover.
said number 8, pick them all initially. Of course it wasn't, it was Mogg, whether Exeter would have been tempted to go for the catch and drive again.
I love the fact they're confusing Louis Picamore with the peroxide blonde Jesse Mogg. The other thing, Mars, would have been interesting if the penalty had been 20 metres nearer the touchline.
Hey, let's not throw stones on that one.
No, I'm just saying they don't look alike. It's not a matter of casting stones.
Steenson with the 3 points, and Exeter with a certain degree of control at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of control at the moment. They're keeping the ball as they wanted to do. They're stretching Montpellier, exactly as Rob Baxter was saying before the game. We'll try and keep the game at a tempo with which they seem uncomfortable. It's been very uncomfortable for 15 minutes for Montpellier.
And Slade, who picked that space beautifully, and now we see what he can do when there's very little space.
It's causing chaos, Henry Slade, at the moment.
Waldrum back to Steenson, and then Slade. Stayed calm as the ball bounced to him. It was a nice bounce, though.
Hold there, hold.
Nick White, Montpellier probably wish they could have him back with Pienaar off the field. And touched by Turner. Flag up from Joy Neville.
Yeah. Option.
Yeah, that wasn't great. I think it was Nick White there with a loose pass to Lockie Turner. One Australian to another.
Line out option taken.
Guarded as forward as well, but looked on by Lachlan Turner, and Montpellier looking for the line-out drive, which is interesting because their hooker, Roman Ruffinac, has been poor so far. He's looked very edgy.
So the orders from Picamole. Ruffinac throws in, the former Biarritz man, and this time Montpellier have a chance to build something and with an advantage as well.
Advantage, still advantage. Hold on. 6 in the air.
Don Armand to the front, as so many blindsides do, and he just takes his man out in the air, lands awkwardly. That's a penalty, John Lacey.
I know you were going
Easy
for it,
call.
but you still didn't get it and interfered him in the air.
And Pyogue thumps it into the corner. What's good enough for Exeter isn't good enough for Montpellier.
Might just have heard there, John Lacey, referee, showing sympathy with Armand. He was challenging for the ball, so he should. Pushing it to the limit, so he should. But in doing that, player always runs the risk, and there was interference in the air, and now a chance for Ruffinac to hit his man again. Goes the tail. New scrum half Sanga waits for his forwards to do the business here. Just steering them, now he takes over. And again, Duplessis. The big South Africans in the second row in Duplessis and Van Rensburg. Don't really see them carry the ball yet. When we do, it's well worth watching. As can be the destruction caused by some of these Montpellier backs, staying one of them. Nandolo's across there as well. Nandolo tried to plant that ball down with that big palm. Here's Ford. And again he drives in. It's all hands to the deck here, forwards and backs. Everyone having a physical go.
That's fantastic, stopping Picamol.
Picamol from that range, stopped in his tracks. There's Duplessis. Sanga again, and he finds Nandolo, who can stop him. Well, Exeter do. Surely there's somebody else out wide. There is. Pyogue is in. Just relentless, the force of Montpellier there. They had to create space somewhere.
Yeah, what's really impressive in the end, after they've battered away and they've sucked Exeter in, the quality of the hands, quite fantastic. I think Franz Steyn, who started it with the surge, is heavily involved here. Nandoli, now when he knows he can't get it, he's selfless. He gets that ball back quickly. It's quick ball, and that is a brilliant piece of handling from Steyn. It's a 2-on-1. Pyogue can take it either way. He passes the score, he sells the dummy. But Nandolo, the key there, they were able to get quick ball. Exeter weren't able to slow them down. A potential knock-on has been called. Oh, has it gone forward there from Nandolo, with Slade competing with him?
Well, Nick White was pleading with referee John Lacey to have a look at it. Of course, White has a very close look at the incident.
It's very difficult because both Slade and Nandolo's hands, as the ball goes down, they're both all over it. When it goes to ground, he shoves it back very cleverly. It's a brilliant pass from Steyn.
Johnny, Simon, you may award the try.
Nothing clear there for Simon McDowell. I don't think White was trying it on. I think he genuinely felt there might have been a knock on there, but of course he was feeling an air of desperation, knowing the try was very much on the cards.
Lovely balance of rugby there. Pure power, the battering ram, and out came the scythe. Steyn, we know that he can bludgeon. We know what a strong carrier is. He's a classy act as well. Oh, my Lord.
Pyogue takes over the kicking duties and has a horror there.
Two pretty pathetic kicks early on.
Joy,
one from Peanut. And then that one. Oof, that is good.
Montpellier's second try. To Exeter's one, but we're all square.
5 points have gone begging from the boot, definitely from Montpellier's perspective.
Pyogue got the try, but not the conversion to follow.
Leave it now!
And with plenty of experience, over 100 games.
Hold.
We need to show that now, without Peanut. And filling in at 10 with the injured Cruden initially, and then young Darmon being tried last week. 19-year-old. I'm sure lots more to come from him, but not felt ready for this challenge, having been exposed a bit at times against Leinster.
Well, over 2/3 of the way into the yellow card period, Montpellier have done very well. 5-3 up at the moment.
Over the top of Steenson, but it still might work here for the Chiefs. Dolman. Woodburn after this, but so too Benjamin Fowl. He's taken into touch, so Exeter will be quite pleased with that.
I just wondered whether Benjamin Fowl might have just stayed on the ground a little bit longer, as we see so many players do, to buy time to enable their players to get there. Attackers are so scared to go off their feet that they leave them, they give them a minute or two, or a few seconds. Fowl goes down, he gets up really quickly, and he makes it easy when he does that for Woodburn to drive him towards touch.
Not really happened for him internationally over the years. Long time since he made his debut, 7 years. Just the 6 caps for Fowl. I suppose that's been the question mark. Those defensive moments at the highest level.
One stop.
It's decision-making, isn't it?
And the Chiefs hoping that it leads to something productive here. Look at this drive. Holding their shape, holding their form. Now White will have to use it. It's turned over, and it was coming back, but it was knocked on, says the referee. Poor old Nick White's not having a lot of luck with the referee on knock-ons at the moment.
Interesting play from Montpellier. They decided the way to stop Thomas Francis driving was just to pull his shorts down, get him around the thighs, and couldn't get those legs pumping.
That's a way to stop a lot of people doing a lot of things.
There we go.
Andy, summertime, we don't know. Sorry.
Big moment though, isn't it? You know, as Jesse Mogg is 1 minute or so from getting back on the pitch. From Montpellier's point of view, if they come out of this period and they've shaved the advantage against Exeter, psychologically that's good, because this first 30 minutes by and large has belonged to Exeter. Yet Montpellier will think, hey, it's 10-all. We've had a man in the sin bin and we've blown 2 really easy kicks.
Okay, lads. Yeah, we give it here.
This game absolutely fits the bill of fascinating, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's such a tough pool. Like we say, Leinster have made a little bit of a break with 10 points after 2 games, and Montpellier can't afford to lose if they want to stay in contention, and Exeter want to stay on Leinster's shirt tails all the way.
Pickleball drives off the base, can't find Fowl.
Hold there. Still in. Don't hold him. Hold on, Stay bound!
Sanga. And he's out of play, the winger Fowl.
Clock counted down to 16 seconds. This is the last phase of play Exeter are going to have against 14 men.
Yendall, the captain, very aware of that. Waldrum to White. He's behind Slade, but it bounces nicely for him. Lockie Turner. Oh, stolen by Nandolo. And at the end of the sin bin period, it's Montpellier on top again. They have weathered this 10-minute spell superbly.
Well, that is Nandolo. Isn't that a knock-on?
I thought so at the time.
It's a piece of pure power, and then he's got the instinct and the skill to put that kick away. I thought he ripped it and it sent it forward. But whatever it was brilliant play from him, wasn't it?
A bit like Nick White, we're losing confidence on knock-ons at the moment.
Yeah, I've got to Nick White, by the way. His passing is very loose at the moment. In a team that want to keep the ball, your scrum half could do with some accurate service.
James Shaw on for Woodburn. For Exeter, and Montpellier back up to 15 men with Jesse Mogg out of the sin bin. Camara.
Stay on, hold there. Come front.
Duplessis. This is where they're so strong. Galatier. Guillemot, the giant tight head. Sanga. Pio, crossfield kick. Nandola's looking for it.
Terrible decision, awful execution. Very loose line out from Exeter to start the whole thing. You do not miss your men like Exeter did there on their own 22. That is a recipe for losing the games in Montpellier. Straight to Ruffinac, front foot for Montpellier, but very poor from the fly half there. There's a contrast between the teams. There's no way Exeter would have aimlessly kicked the ball away from that position as Pio did.
And much better at the line out then, and Johnny Hill.
On three, stop!
6'7" of him. Ndolo, tackled by Turner. Got him early. Here's Jesse Mogg.
Tackle now.
Camara. Signed from Toulouse in the summer.
Not held.
Benjamin Fall again. This time in attack. Oh, nearly interception there for Waldron. Makes a good tackle. Sanga, Piogue, and Mogg. Advantage is being played. Piogue again. Nandolo waits again. There's Franz Stein.
Still advantage.
There's Guillemot. Another who used to be with Toulouse.
Holder.
Another one of these long attacks. This time it's Montpellier's turn. Sanga. Piogue. Is there some space in the middle? The answer at the moment is no. Exeter fanning out, but they might be tested here. Sanga again. And Piogue just slips in at scrum half. Lovely from Nandolo. On to Ruffinac. And Exeter did really well to take him out. But it was a long advantage.
And the Goliath is blessed with genius, isn't he? Ruffinac doesn't have the footwork to stop Armand making the tackle, but that was a beautiful offload there. Reminiscent of Sonny Bill Williams in the exciting Australia All Blacks game, which I'm sure you saw on Sky yesterday morning. What a turn-up that was for the All Blacks to lose the final Bledisloe game.
Back in.
That's really good from Yendel to Armand. And then White away. He's distance here, Nandolo.
Backwards.
Clearly no knock on that time, and he's levelled Witten there. Went straight through him. Duplessis, good hands, Jesse Mogg, unable to slip away from the tackle because of those hands, and then when there's a chance to go wide and find Tamane and others, Montpellier must have felt they were really in there. Well, Witten felt that all right from Nandolo.
A couple of minutes of brilliance, but then Jesse Mogg finds the gap really loose there, and it's just the straightforward pass.
Exeter, let's go, please. 6 man.
Goes for the miracle ball out wide, and Mogg knows that one was never on. Exeter actually kept their shape defensively once the breach had been made.
Goes short to stay there, and that was a try for Montpellier.
Yeah, just for the second time, wondered Exeter had a man between Mogg and Stein. Initially, I thought that exactly, but it might have been quite as simple as it looked.
It was a chance, and here's White. The Chiefs can point to a couple of moments that have got away, just short of the Montpellier line. And that penalty's gone against Johnny Hill.
5. Tackling a man not part of the rock.
Johnny Hill tackling the man out of the ruck. Enzo Sanga. You don't get away with much when you've got a shock of blonde hair like that.
Whatever about to clear out, you can't tackle him. Stay ball focused. Stay ball focused.
Interesting, Montpellier not looking for 3 points, they're looking for more.
Tackle him to the
Both
floor.
teams are they're not looking to jab their way in this game, they're looking for big punches, knockout punches. Both looking for the 5 7-pointers.
And you feel this is a very important period of the match, just before half-time. If Montpellier can get their noses in front here as the home side with their record on this ground. And even though they're playing the English champions, they will feel they are in a very good position to push on in the second half. Can the Chiefs hold out here? Ruffinac driven back. There's Guillemot, who drives on. And goes Sangha again. Duplessis come more and more into the game. The former blue ball.
Ball is quite quick at the moment. This one's a bit slow, but they're getting good ball away.
Nariashvili.
And release it!
Picamol to Galatier. Camera. In goes Armand again, man and ball, and then he's told to leave it by the referee.
No, Rock.
Trying to create another weak spot like they did for the Payog try. Here is Payog. Sangha to Camera. One eye on the clock inside the last 3 minutes of the first half. Stain points out to the referee, and it is advantage to Montpellier. They're going to get a penalty at the very least. Here's Mogg, goes crossfield, and that was never going to work. And Turner just waits for the whistle.
We'll go back for a Montpellier penalty. And again, it feels if there's any consistency, this goes into the corner and they drive again. Mogg knows he's got the penalty, goes for the flat kick, but he doesn't quite. It's not a bad effort actually, but he's 2 or 3 meters short. Nandolo is praying behind. Turner picks it off easily.
Yes, the angle was good, the height not. Made it too easy for Turner, but he knew a penalty was coming. Sometimes that can take the edge off the kick.
Just a couple of... He fell in the wrong side, otherwise...
Psychology of it.
He got pinned after that, but he fell the wrong way.
One.
So again, the kick is turned down as Picamol on his side look for more. Still have time to work with in this first half. Nariashvili. Van Ransberg.
Tackle, he's there, he's fine.
Then it's Sangha. Here's Tamani. Payog. But Fal had left the wing, and Ruffinac was never going to get there.
And there's a few points going begging here from Montpellier, and also there's not panic, that would be the wrong word, but a lack of clarity and accuracy when they get in the Exeter 22, and you can see that with Payog there. Real frustration. He threw the pass. He's thinking, there's no one there.
Captain, we need this quicker.
If Exeter can survive this line out, control the ball, drive it, and get off at half-time 10-0, I think they'll be fairly pleased. Don Armand has been absolutely outstanding for Exeter. And they lose it.
And he might have to be again here, because suddenly Montpellier have a gift at the end of this first half, and Nandolo, oh, has he scored that? If he has, it's another outrageous finish from Nemani Nandolo.
Simon?
Yes, John.
Yeah, we just check try yes or no, please.
We'll check try yes or no.
Well, I said about 5 minutes ago that the gigantic Fijian wing is touched with genius, and if he's got this one down, it's another illustration. He has to grasp twice at the ball, then he knocks a couple out the way. His balance, he's in the air. He scored it.
It is one of the best finishes you will ever see. Let's not hold back here. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
John, yeah. Simon, you may award the try.
Thank you.
He's got no right, and he knew all along, because the best always know.
Well, Exeter, they've lost a couple of very important lineouts in their own 22, and it's hammered them, but you don't expect to get punished quite like that. That's something approaching rugby divinity, the way he finished that off. It was a fizzed pass. He clutched twice at it, stopped over 2, and then was balletic in the way he scored the try. A magnificent end to a fascinating first half.
And galling for Exeter, not just the try, but now the conversion as well, because they had a chance to close out, having survived. It was Yendel who threw in, but then suddenly, with the lost ball, it's everyone on the back foot. But there were numbers there. But it needed the whole side, it seemed, to stop Nandolo. Half-time, Montpellier have the lead, 17-10.
It's always the 5 minutes either side of half-time, isn't it, that they call the championship minutes, and Montpellier have stolen a march. We were all set to say how well Exeter had done, and they have, but they find themselves behind at the break thanks to the brilliance of that man. We're back in a moment with more analysis from Dave and from Stevie. See you in 2.
Hold your depth behind the maul so we're set for the next attack. Let's go.
Yes.
So if I won a lotto on Wednesday, I'd give me old apprentice, Keith, the keys to my barber shop. And I say, yeah, lads, you give it a go. But he's just a lovely, lovely lad. Instead of buying someone something, I'm giving them something I've already got. I suppose I could start a new chapter in my life, and I can maybe give someone the opportunity to start the next chapter of theirs. Everyone's a winner.
Who wins if you win this Wednesday?
What a drag! Looks like your engine is clogging up with dirt. Over time, BP Ultimate with active technology eats up the dirt like 1,000 ravenous piranhas. Engines cleaned with BP Ultimate could give you up to 21 more miles per tank. I'll be here if you need me.
Rock your look with my new collection. Out now at Deichmann.
Get great value on thousands of pre-owned watches from Rolex, Omega, Breitling and more. Buy, sell and exchange your watch online and in store at Watchfinder.
All right, lads, defining moments. My first try for Wales.
Winning the series against the Lions.
1998 World Cup. That walk from the halfway line to the penalty spot. Max?
Well, how long have you got? Not very long. Sit back. Al, what about you?
I can't compete with any of you sporting legends, so my great defining moment is to come, and it's having a motor show in Movember. The reason that we're going to do it, every 45 minutes a man loses his life to prostate cancer, and 3 in 4 suicides are male.
This could be the most important thing we do this year.
It's time to stop talking and start growing.
So back to my sporting achievements, right? Seriously?
You are the difference this Movember. Do something good at Movember.com.
Autism. Difficulty in communicating. Difficulty in using language. Does it sound like I'm describing a surgeon?
He saved his life. I'm Dr. Sean Murphy.
Brand new drama, The Good Doctor, starts Friday at 9 on Sky Living.
Mitsubishi Motors, proud sponsors of rugby on Sky Sports.
Quickly tell you about Joshua next weekend. Joshua against Carlos Takam is a special event on Sky Sports box office. The action gets underway at 6 o'clock on Saturday night with a packed undercard, including 2 world title fights. And to order now, go to skysports.com/Joshua. Halfway through our first game of the day. Our next comes from the west coast of France. What an announcement it was from La Rochelle into the Champions Cup last weekend. A bonus point win away at Quins, and today Patrice Calazzo and his men return home. Always a wonderful atmosphere at the start. Marcel Deflange, another bumper crowd expected, and Ulster know that they are going to have quite a stern examination of their credentials in this year's competition. Exeter having a fairly stern examination as well. All going so well, certainly a bright start, plenty of possession, only for the home side to hit them through Joe Tamani. Don Armand then wrestled his way of a really smart finish from the back row, but Payog and Nandolo right on the stroke of half-time with an outrageous piece of finishing have given the home side, Vern Cotter's men, a 7-point lead at the break. Exeter still very much in it. How calm and composed a place will the Chiefs' changing room be at the break, do you feel?
Yeah, no, I think the important thing so far is that attitude seems to be right from the boys. Our defence on the line there, right up until the end, has been pretty good. Big French guys coming down, and boys have stood up well. So I think it's just the little things, like a few balls down to the floor, little things that just need to be touched up on. So
Little bits of detail. Let's have a look at the first try, which was finished by Joe Tamani, but from an Exeter point of view, how frustrating the way that this one unfolded.
I think they'll be very frustrated. They had so much possession in the opening minutes, and unfortunately just a fortuitous bounce, but you have to give him credit. That's a good finish. He reaches for it. Is it a knock-on somewhere around here? I think it's just off his shin, Alex. And, you know, the benefit of the doubt's given to the attacking player here, but what a finish. And all that possession in the first 5-6 minutes, going through phase after phase after phase for Exeter, and they find themselves 5 points down.
Stevie says no knock-on. You say...
Knock-on.
As a surprise. What about the way the Chiefs have worked their way back into it, and particularly the way they seem to have flicked between driving maul and pick and go, and the reward that came then for...
Yeah, a bit of variation from our maul, looking to play away from it. Obviously, had a go first up.
Is this something you're very conscious of, though, moving the point of attack as a set of forwards?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think we're getting renowned for having quite a good rolling maul now, so teams will look to attack it and close it down, so looking to move it off the likes through Tom Waldron through here.
Yeah.
And it just looks to...
We've seen that before, haven't we, that move? Jack Noel in the Premiership final, and then the pick and go.
Yeah, no, you got to get, when the tails are up, when you're getting that momentum, when you're getting over the gain line, like Exeter are doing there, you got to hold on to possession, and it's small yard, bang, reaches for it, gets the try, and, do you know, for me, that's just wanting to get over the gain line, just wanting to reach for that whitewash, and fair play to Don Armand. That's a tremendous finish, just as good as Tamani's.
Big man getting the better of a little man in Benoit Payog, but he has had his revenge. In terms of the space that Exeter allowed Montpellier to finish off this score, again, is that something that is easy to fix, do you feel, at half-time?
Yeah, I think so. I think with we managed to defend them pretty well. Obviously, a bit of a fumble there.
Just phases?
But, yeah, just the phases, and it ended up getting quite tight and leaves quite a bit of space out wide for them to run in.
Yeah.
I think you got to give huge credit to Exeter.
Yeah.
They put their bodies on their line. They were physical, and they kept coming off the line. They kept putting the huge hits in. For me, that's a knock-on. I think the big man, Naldolo, has lost that ball there.
Even though it's being stripped by Henry Slade.
It's stripped, but he's in control of the ball, and it's 1 yard out from the line.
Yeah.
The first one, I didn't think it was a knock-on. That one, I do think it was a knock-on. But again, clinical, stay in, quick hands, good finish.
Yeah, you said knock-on, you said...
Well, that was definitely...
Tell you a bit of a game show, this is not our survey said. So then, obviously, right on the stroke of half-time, the Marnie Nandolo, we were talking about him just before we came on air about the danger that he poses, but for a big man, Dave, and this is remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, no, incredible finish. Obviously, poor from us losing that line out there and allowed them that space, and no, as you said, incredible finish.
Yeah. The frustration, I suppose, from Exeter's point of view, as Stuart picked up in commentary, is the fact that the line-out hasn't functioned as well as perhaps it would have.
It hasn't functioned. I think there's a number of areas. You just can't blame the thrower. There's the lift, there's the call. You know, Rob Baxter mentioned in his pre-match interview that they wanted to go flat out, but when it comes to line-out time, you've got to have a little bit of composure. You've got to reset, you've got to think about the call, and then you've got to execute it. And they've been a little bit sloppy there. You know, full benefit to the guys for the effort that they're putting in. However, when it comes to line-out time, comes to set-piece time, just a little bit more concentration.
I won't ask you to critique your own teammates, but do you, again, is it something that you feel can get sorted quickly?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, like I said, the attitude's definitely there. The boys are doing well. It's just little touch-ups. Hopefully we can clean them up and come out a bit cleaner in the second half.
Still very much in the equation. Let's not do Exeter down at this stage. Trailing by 7, and it's worth reminding you, in fact, that Montpellier have lost just one of their last 20 home games. They have stolen the march right on the stroke of half-time through Nemani Nandolo, and we're back with the second 40 in a few moments' time.
Work as a pack to control the drive, talk to each other constantly.
Yeah. If you want to be a world traveller, start by... Whoa, is that a Galaxy S8 with Bigsby? Handsome screen. Anyway, you want to pack that and... Whoa, OK, we're on the move. You'll need a tour guide. Apparently not. Don't forget your big camera, or that phone will do a cracker job. Travelling by yourself can be lonely. And look at you, you've got a ton of new friends. Ooh, llamas. You've got to love a llama. I guess you've got this world traveller thing covered. Oh, that's a nice offer. Yeah, I like that. Sold.
So,
The brilliant new iPhone's finally here, but which network do you go for? What if you could get one that lets you keep any data you haven't used? Or change your plan whenever you want? New Sky Mobile. With the new iPhone. Now there's an idea. The perfect network for your perfect phone. Sky. Believe in better.
What a drag! Looks like your engine is clogging up with dirt. Over time, BP Ultimate with active technology eats up the dirt like 1,000 ravenous piranhas. Engines cleaned with BP Ultimate could give you up to 21 more miles per tank. I'll be here if you need me.
Discover iZettle for Hospitality, the modern mobile point-of-sale app. iZettle, tools to build your business.
Kissimmee Sunshine RV Park is yours.
You bought it on scene.
Yeah. I think we can make something of this.
So do I. Dad!
Put some trunks on!
Brand new Living the Dream. Thursday the 2nd of November on Sky One.
Mitsubishi Motors, proud sponsors of rugby on Sky Sports.
For England, 2017 has been a successful year so far. Following another Six Nations title and a series win away to Argentina, they'll be aiming for 3 wins from 3 in this year's Old Mutual Wealth Series. Sky Sports have teamed up with Old Mutual Wealth to give one lucky winner the chance to be at Twickenham on the 18th of November to see if England can continue their winning streak against the Wallabies. You could win a great day out for 4 people, including tickets, a tour of the England changing room pre-match, and the chance to be part of the Old Mutual Wealth Man of the Match presentation ceremony. All that if you can answer this question. How many times did Eddie Jones' England beat Australia in 2016? Was it 2, 3 or 4? Entrants must be 18 years and over. All entries must be submitted before the closing date of the 12th of November 2017. Travel to Twickenham and accommodation is not included. For full terms and conditions, go to skysports.com/competitions and fill in the details. The very best of luck to you. A rather blank look on the face of Stephen Ferris. We'll get you the DVD to reflect on England's glorious year against Australia. And, of course, they'll meet the Wallabies again on November the 18th. 2 o'clock for that one, Sky Sports action in the main event channel. Before that, it's the Argentinians who are first in town. And we round things off on November the 25th against Samoa from 2:30 once again on the same channels. Half-time at the Al Trad Stadium, and Exeter have got work to do. They are desperate to find an away win that gives them a really good shot in this pool. And let's hear from Carl Rimmer now with Rupert Cox.
Carl, great defensive effort that first half. Disappointed, though, to concede that try just before the break.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. I mean, disappointed to concede all of them, really. There've been so much good work out there, ideally, you know, from Exeter. And I think if you look at all 3 of the tries, they've sort of gone a bit against the run of play, and it's that star quality that Montpellier have that they can just sort of snap into it and score tries like that, particularly that last one, which is just, you know, an unreal finish. And if you can just remove those by sort of sticking on task, it's looking like a much better second half, and I'm sure that's the message being relayed inside.
Yeah, they've got some big ball runners out there, haven't they? How disappointing was it to concede when they had a man in the sin bin as well?
Yeah, extremely frustrating, but again, it's that if you look at our game plan and the way it's going, you know, well and sort of as we expected, but then the little moments like losing the lineouts and sort of giving away little offloads and things like that, and penalties in areas we just don't need to, that allows their big players, and you can literally see them come alive when those moments happen, because that's what they're here, and they're good players and they're going to deliver at those moments. So it's just about taking those moments away so that they can't capitalise on it.
Yeah, the little details for Exeter. They need to get them right, and they need to get them right quickly, because there is an opportunity there to be taken with a big away win in France. It's a tricky old pool, this one. Leinster obviously 10 out of 10 at the moment. These two playing catch-up in that regard, and we'll hand you back as the teams re-emerge to Stuart and to Miles.
Here come the teams. And Exeter would have been really annoyed by conceding just before half-time. Having weathered one of those storms that Carl Rimmer was talking about in his interview there with Rupert. When they turn themselves on Montpellier, they really are pressing that switch all the way down, and no better example than Nemani Nandolo's try. Wingers half his size might, just might, score tries like that.
Well, you
Nandolo, so graceful for such a big man.
You talk about weathering storms. The thing is, when you get down to this part of France, they come at you with thunder and lightning in the shape of Nandolo, Picamol. That's the threat.
So important for the Chiefs that they grab this game at the start of the second half, like they did for long periods in the first half. Really get the points in the end to show for it. Carry from Nicholas Hansen from Rendsburg. From Stein.
Play on!
Certainly played his role in the first half. Stein, not just with some power, but some lovely touches as well. Picamol. Getting some news on Ruan Pienaar, by the way, and it's encouraging. Taken to hospital for all the relevant checks, but he's showing full signs of movement, and I think he's going to be okay.
Stop.
Payog, who stepped up, taken even more responsibility, having started alongside Pienaar as the halfbacks. And Dolman, caught by Picamol. Foul. Jesse Mogg. Little chip, and there is a lot of space there. If he gets a good bounce here. Well covered by Steenson. Seemed to be all on his own, Gareth Steenson.
Seven, thank you.
Again, it's another good example of an Exeter player not panicking. And what is a very intense environment here. Certainly out of their comfort zone. But still very much in the match.
He's got a great left foot, hasn't he? A raking boot. Jesse Mogg. And standing fullback with the Brumbies. Got the feeling when Israel Folau arrived that maybe he wasn't going to have a career as a Wallaby fullback. He might have been right.
Took Super Rugby by storm, didn't he, a few years ago, for the Brumbies. Carry from Waldrum. Steenson running around was White. Here's Witten. He knew he wanted to straighten, and that's exactly what he's done. Looks for the sidestep. Ian Witten. Right at the start of the second half. The Chiefs have vowed to play their way today. Not worry about the opposition, not worry about the situation. And that's exactly what they've done there.
Some fall-off tackles from Montpellier, but it's a lovely interchange there. The line out at fault for the third try for Montpellier. Very slick there. Crashing up the middle to commit a couple of Montpellier players. Little pull-back ball there. Okay. Very sweet line. Witten just fixes himself. Benjamin Fowle does nothing really. Nandolo has ambled across from the left wing. His one-handed attempt of a tackle is pretty half-hearted. Benjamin Fowle, that's not great, nor is that from the great man Nandolo. Witten, a dogged finish.
And here's Steenson to level things. Which he does. Witten had a lot to do there, and he had support as well. Dolman was getting with him, trying to call for the ball. Short was waiting wide, came on for Woodburn in the first half, but Witten backed himself. And there's the evidence of why he was right to do so.
Onside, onside.
And much as we admired Nandolo's finish in the first half, we have to be honest about defensive frailties at times. He missed 3 tackles against Leinster last week, and quite frankly, watching the game back, there were moments where he didn't look particularly interested.
Only geniuses can be that garbage at times. He's both.
Variashvili.
Thank you.
Sanga. Here's Tamani. Tackled by Short. Broke a bone in his hand in the pre-season game. Same game that Thomas Waldron broke a bone in his foot, but they're both back now. And they're both back in a match that is right in the balance. And such an important one too. Leinster having gone to 10 points on the table with another bonus point win yesterday. These two chasing hard. And there's Duplessis.
Big men are carrying hard.
Sanga offloads. Plenty of willing players to carry the ball over that gain line for Montpellier. They are a big, big team. Camera. Stayed. Just looks like a forward, even though he wears 12.
Doesn't pass like one, does he?
As I said, some lovely touches in this match to go with that brute force, but it is all about strength here from Montpellier. And Nandolo, who has the strength, who has the lovely touches. Well, if he scored just before half-time, he was surely going to get that one as well. And immediately, Montpellier wipe out the Winton score.
Genius to garbage to genius in the space of 5 minutes. He is one of rugby's ultimate headline acts, isn't he? It's a team packed with superstars, but he is the box office draw. A little step outside Thomas Francis, a one-on-one. Henry Slade. Slade's a good tackler, but he doesn't have a prayer. Doesn't have a prayer. Nandolo misses a tackle, thinks I better return. Little step, bit of power, ball under the left mitt. He's not going to drop that. This game is thrilling now. It's really swinging, it's got pace, it's got everything.
And he's got 4 tries for Montpellier, so they have a bonus point now.
Well, if they can win this game, that means they're only... It keeps them banging contention, 4 behind Leinster. And anything's possible when that man is on the field. Positive, negative, but nowhere in between. It's brilliant or it's awful.
But it's really only right to emphasise the brilliance. Have to report the fact there are 2 sides to the coin, but the brilliant is so, so good. Galatier to Sanga. Pio.
No. No. Rock is formed, 6 hands. Rock formed.
Quite a similar performance to last week, isn't it, where he gave soft penalties away defensively. His positioning was terrible for a couple of tries, but he scored 2 tries again. But at the moment, his ledger is very much in credit this afternoon. The other thing I'd say about that last try, you notice Van Rensburg, Duplessis, Picamol, the big men were starting to carry, and that must be something of a worry for Exeter. They don't want the odd hod carriers getting into gear. That just means the tackles become soaked tackles. Exeter tackle on the back foot, Picamol carries on the front foot. That is the route to losing.
Interesting to see how Rob Baxter uses the bench today. Sam Simmons has offered an awful lot for him this season, just rested from the start today. Hepburn and Williams, the 2 props, can offer so much, not just in the scrum, but in the loose as well.
Well, I think that's the key, Miles, what happens up front. And Simmons is interested. I think, you know, someone said to me, why have they dropped him? Because they haven't dropped the bloke. He's been playing at such a pitch, he needed a break, and they wanted to use him in 20, maybe 30-minute burst. But I don't think Thomas Waldron has had a huge game. As we see the first of the substitutions, it's the Welsh tight head, Thomas Francis, making way for the England international, Harry Williams, scorer from half a metre last week.
Nice and slow.
Yes, he got a try last week, Williams. Simmons got one as well. reports from Exeter this week that Simmons was a bit bashed up after not just that game, but all that he has contributed this season, which has obviously not just been the tries, but also the eye-catching performances around those scores. Jones was at Welford Road yesterday evening watching interesting from the stand. Likes of Ellis Genge perform superbly. Well, you'll have an eye on Simmons when he comes on, I'm sure. And Williams too now that he's on, wearing 18.
No straight driving.
Congratulations from him, or to him from Steenson.
Number 1, that's twice. Skipper, Captain. Is turned and drive across the scrum. If you need a penalty, I have to see 1 metre straight first.
Name and number for the replacement. Harry Williams obviously on for Thomas Francis on the tight head.
Yeah, Ollie Atkins certainly does not want to go into the front row.
Stay.
Who does?
Contest good. Ball!
Taken by Johnny Hill.
One stop,
It's the Exeter zone, isn't it? This is where they love to be.
Okay, use now.
Still half an hour left of this eye-catching game.
Fine, stay there.
Good pick up from Hepburn.
Tackle! Happy, Joy?
2 fresh props.
Yeah, okay.
Big second row in Hill. Hepburn again.
Hold.
Out from White, Slade to Steenson, and the ball dislodged in the tackle, and it will run out, and Exeter will be pleased about that bit, as they had to turn and run back towards their own line.
Slade again, weaving some spells there as Benjamin Fowle down at the moment. Half an opportunity, but they couldn't quite take it. Slade's played very well again today. Lovely centre partnership, Slade and Stain and Slade together. Some great tackling there. Benjamin Fowle makes a big hit and he pays the price for it. That's tough because his technique wasn't bad either, though.
Looked like he may have gone to the ground concussed, and the medics will want to take a very close look at this.
The left shoulder in ideal position to make the tackle on Whitten. So often, Miles, you know, you catch a hit.
14, black, please.
They're off.
He's going to have, quite rightly, a head injury assessment there, regardless of any knock to the shoulder. John Lacey just confirming that. The band haven't stopped all game.
Just make sure the HIA is okay behind you.
Band never stopped. Timothy Nagutha, I assume, will come on, and he, of course, blew a real 2-on-1 opportunity to draw the game at Leinster last week.
Captain, yes.
Timothy Nagutha is on, and a Fijian international.
Not a pass, a bit of runner, it's fair to say.
More mix-up on the names there from the host broadcaster. Chudley is not on. Scrum half, and White wears 9 and stays out there. At 20 is Sam Simmons. There's Slade to Turner. Turner, chance for the first time really for the winger to stretch the legs. And Simmons getting straight involved.
Stay down.
Rob Baxter not leaving it too late for the impact from the bench. James Short had to come on early in the match because of injury to Ollie Woodburn. Still the same gap as we had between the teams at half-time. White. Armand takes on Tamani. White again. Hepburn getting plenty of work early on.
Play on. Backwards. Up you get.
Since his introduction. Dolman.
Okay. Leave it!
Montpellier denied as the ball was held on the floor.
There was some very smart play there from Springbok international Frank Steyn. He pushed up very wide in defence, cut Exeter off. They stepped back in field and they stepped into a couple of heavy-duty defenders, and the ball turned over. Very clever play there from the Montpellier South African, who's had an influential game today.
First defence is side, and he's on it, so no problem.
South Africa have had a very big influence on Montpellier, courtesy of Jake White, of course. Now no longer in charge. One appearance in the knockout stages, quarter-final in 2013 when they lost to Clermont-Auvergne. The current boss, Vern Cotter, was then in charge of Clermont. Steyn again to Picamol. Can't really afford to concede here. Exeter the kind of team who can come back and they can score points quickly, but this is Montpellier in their patch. They can't let them get out of sight, especially as the game goes into its autumn and then winter.
Leave it!
Steyn offloads to Nandolo. Oh, what an offload that is to Camera. So many skills.
Onside now.
If he's not scoring them, he's creating them, is Nemani Nandolo. Rufinak.
And release 10.
Here comes Galatier. Steyn. Nariashvili. Duplessis setting it all up here for Guillemot. Mogg. Well done, Armand. But Exeter need to keep this pink wall here, as Montpellier try and knock it down brick by brick. Here's Camera. Suddenly that surge of power. Looking for the handoff and dropped by Duplessis, and John Lacey gives the knock-on, and once more Exeter hold out bravely, just short of their own line.
It's that thunder and lightning again. There he is, wrapped up in one. Camera, powerful carrier himself. Duplessis, who has come into this game, real muscular effort, just loses that ball. It goes forward onto the head of Harry Williams, but the initial knock-on from Montpellier. First time in this game, it's fair to say, the English champions were on the ropes, really on the ropes. Look at this, he just snatches the ball from Steyn. Get out of my way, but that's nothing. Goes down to pop the ball up to Camera, who is exploding all over this park. This guy is not for real. Nandolo is out of a comic book.
Sort me out a subscription, please.
Marvel. Stanley couldn't have come up with this guy. Fantastic.
Stay.
Going forward.
Use that. Stay on.
Simmons.
Stay on, no. No, don't play the 9.
Have to find a way out of trouble here. And you're right, it was up a notch or two from Montpellier there, even the attack before half-time. There was a feeling of stress in that Exeter defence. And that's not gone very far. It went high in the air, but not far enough away.
Just having a moment here, Montpellier, as are Exeter, but for the wrong type. They're coming hard from the very start of this second half. Exeter scored that cracking try, but I've noticed both the second rows have really started to carry harder. You can hear the crowd now getting behind them. They sense something as well. 7 points in it. Exeter right now, if the whistle went, 24-17 would get out very happy with a point. Montpellier, they want to deprive Exeter.
And all the time they have this man Nandolo, top scorer in the top 14 this season. 2 tries last week, 2 more this week. threats all over the place, but the ultimate threat as well, the ultimate card to play in this match belongs to Montpellier, but Exeter still very much in it.
Cracking stuff from Exeter.
Hey, relax there now, thank you.
We're highlighting the threats of Montpellier, but on the flip side, you have to say that if Exeter stay in this game, Montpellier are also capable of the most awful elementary errors. It's in their DNA. So if Exeter can stay in this game to 70, if they can take the battering that has come their way, they can come back and they can score tries.
Enjoying the atmosphere there. Plenty of noise in this stadium.
Use it now!
It's the kind of thing the Chiefs love to feed off. They have a great home of their own, Sandy Park. Good on the road too, but also in trouble here. And it has to be put down by Short, as Nangusa was lurking. How will the game restart? Was it carried over?
We'll check the restart.
Slade hit man and ball there by Tamani.
Simon?
Was it touched by Montpellier or not?
Yes, John. Simon, we just need to check who's brought that into goal.
Well, is it a knock-on? If that's the case, though, it's a knock-on by Tamani.
We'll check now.
Unless Dolman touches it.
Yeah, it's off 13 there.
I think that's a scrum 5.
22? Or knock on? Yeah.
John, we're just checking.
Yeah, it's knocked off 13, black there, so it's a knock on. Do you agree?
It is, but knock on, you can play the advantage, take the 22.
It's a horrible ball to give to Slade. It's the right hand hits that one as he's into the tackle.
Just a knock on, guys. Scrum.
It's a dichotomy now. You heard Rob Baxter say before the game that he wanted to keep playing with a tempo, that if they got a point, great, but they were going for more. But at a certain stage in the game, playing at tempo from the wrong parts of the field puts them under massive pressure. And they've got to try and come away from Montpellier with something. So at some stage, these players have got to say, when do we stop playing? When do we stop taking risks?
The names match the numbers. Tyone is on for Yendel.
Number 10 is captain, thank you.
At hooker, Elvis Tyone, Tongan international.
Which will be a relief to Will Chudney, who's not in the back row, and he's not going to hook either.
Real Tongan presence at Welford Road last night. How well Waianu.
Thank you. Stay there now.
Langi played for Leicester. All three contributing heavily to that match.
Set. Stay there. Stay.
Another English side here. The champions, the Chiefs.
Advantage.
Will have a real chance to clear now. Well done, the Exeter pack. Forced into the scrum. You can understand why, because there's no chance to call advantage. It just
3 standing up under pressure first.
The referee has to respond to, and therefore Exeter with the scrum, but taking full advantage of the strength and technique of their forwards.
Fantastic stuff from the Impact there. Impact's not just about dazzling 40-metre runs, it's about a fresh front row and really doing some damage, and that's a 40-metre turnaround there. Fern Cotter will be furious. Look at his right hand there, nervously clicking away. He knows his team are in front, but he knows that Exeter are a very dangerous team.
Steenson, Slade, that's a good decision to hold back on the pass. And like Slade so often does, he swivels out of the challenge. And he's had another fine game as Henry Slade. Witness pass to Hill. Simmons. Samra all over him with the tackle in the final quarter now. Nick White to Steenson and then Witten. Certainly had his moment in this second half. Exeter need to find another. White, that is good from Turner, the quick hands on to Slade. Was the right call to ship that one on.
Let it go! It's fine.
Chiefs will keep it. They're being told to use it now, but first of all, Montpellier had to respond to the referee's call and let it go. Here's Armand.
One move!
White. Steenson. Simmons again. Popping up menacingly in midfield. Forward goes Hill. Warning now for camera. He nearly had another go on the floor there, the Montpellier 7. That's Exeter's Salvi. And then it's Slade. Now it's White and Simmons. Time to put the foot down for Exeter. They're going for this. And good footwork from Dolman. Could see what might be possible to get on the inside like Witten did before him in this half. That time they closed it down, but can they close down Tyone? Good pick up from White. Here's Slade. Hepburn goes in and clears away. Nick White again. Short. And they are just short. But driving on and nearly there now. And the chance to all but level the match. Can the Chiefs come back again? Here goes Don Armand. And still! What a magnificent effort.
16. Leave it.
From Don Armand.
Skipper now.
Who has played
away.
so well.
Guys, I'm going to check.
Well, he scored this try. Absolutely certain of that.
Simon.
Absolutely certain.
Yes, John.
Simon, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, John, I can hear you.
Simon, I haven't got you.
I've got you clearly.
Time off, guys.
Referee struggling to
John,
make
Simon here,
communication
can you
with
hear me?
Simon McDowell.
Simon, I don't want any footage because I can't hear you, please. Can we hold that?
He scored. I'm really sorry, but I don't see why John Lacey's not calling that. He's got this wrong.
Well, he's the wrong side, isn't he? He's the wrong side of the incident and the post. He's not seen it go down. The referee,
John, Simon,
in view of that, he's right to check it. But I know it's Exeter. It is a try. It felt like a try from the angle that we saw it at live.
International referee who instinctively should know that. Nigel Owens would have said try. He didn't know.
Time off.
We wasted a lot of time there. He didn't get himself in a great position. And Exeter, the more importantly, are back to 24 all, and they just don't know when they're beaten, do they? They've had a 10-minute period.
John, Simon, can anybody hear me?
Montpellier have battered them, but they have come back again. Fantastic stuff.
Poor old Simon McDowell, the television master official, saying, "Can anybody hear me?"
We can, Simon. What a last quarter an hour or so we've got now. You know, Montpellier
1-2.
cannot afford to score to stay 24-24.
Yeah.
Back on.
Yeah. Got me?
Yeah, very good.
Communication back in working order. Don Armand in full working order today. That's 2 tries for him now.
What a performance, and he has been all over the place. Outstanding yet again.
And Exeter 1 away from a bonus point score, but for them, it's all about winning this match here. If the extra point comes, that is literally a bonus.
Be careful or I'll penalise you. Be careful or I'll penalise you.
Yeah, draw's interesting, isn't it? Because I think a draw probably just about puts Montpellier out of the tournament, and Exeter will think, well, 6 points isn't the end of the world.
Guys, I'm gonna move this.
But Leinster will go there in round 6 with Montpellier out, and they'll beat them. So Exeter have got to win this, I think, now, from where we are. Win it, or funnily enough, win it or lose it, but not draw it, because they don't want Montpellier being dead ducks in round 6. That sounds like a contradiction, but it's not.
It's just funny to hear you say it, that's all. But there's logic there. Pickleball goes.
You see the mark?
Jan Liebenberg comes on.
Yeah. Hey, that's what I'm showing you, yeah.
And Guillemot, who famously went with Philippe Saint-André's touring French team to Argentina, didn't play a game, was told to lose weight, and he did. He lost 20 kilograms
in Argentina.
Possibly the first and only person to do that, lose weight, with what's offered there in culinary terms. Oh, that is a man using weight. Franz Stein.
Yeah. He's been good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nandolo, another offload. Camera does the same. Then it's out from Van Rensburg. And Montpellier back on the attack. One way and then the other this match. And Exeter get their wish of a knock-on.
All good work undone at the end. Some superb work once again. Franz Stein capable of anything you want. Carrying hard, gets over the gain line, and the softest of offloads again. Nandolo, Camera.
Okay, guys, let's
Wrong
go.
man out wide. Hepburn busted a gut to get there. Exeter's work ethic superb. And then another big tackle. And that's Elvis Tione, the front row. The impact from the front row has been excellent, but they're under the cosh. Yet again, it seems every time Exeter score, Montpellier come back hard.
Crouch!
There's no middle ground in this game. The next game, La Rochelle-Ulster, follows this.
Set.
And it could be every bit as good.
No, this is well, it'll need to be special. This is turned into a marvellous match.
Stop.
It looked like a good Sunday on
Captain
paper.
number 6.
That's exactly what we're getting here.
Okay. Number 1 has gone off. Okay, 2 penalties for turning in and driving across the scrum. Your replacement has done the same. If it happens again, they go straight to the bin. No.
Bit of frustration there for Galatier. But not for Exeter. Henry Slade.
Once again, Miles, important scrum, and that front row have come on and done a great job. Real heroes, Hepburn, Tione, Harry Williams. This is a terrible position for Exeter. 5 metres from their own line in the corner. They've got themselves a scrum. They've got themselves a line out.
Taken by Armand. Good to see Benjamin Fowl there. Back. Not on his feet, having to sit down, but obviously okay after that blow to the head. And there's Steenson and Turner, Rocky Turner.
Don't kick, don't kick.
Exeter back on the attack. Simmons. And White and Steenson. And then Slade.
No! From the side.
It's a penalty, in at the side.
22 from the side, not around.
Now this is an interesting call. Slade carries again as he's done so well all game. 12 minutes to go. I just think in this situation, we've seen teams like Glasgow go for the corner last year against Munster and get it wrong. And you just think you're within range, take the points. But again, you know, I've got to say, when you and I had that debate at the start of the game, you know, you've got a great strength, use it.
Hold him, Bracey, please.
And they have scored from it. It has worked. They've got to back their own beliefs.
And if we're going to be fair about it,
are you happy?
The assessment always comes after the event. We're about to find out if it's a good or bad decision. There are those, as we said before, who will always say, especially now, take the points, manage the game in that way.
Time on.
Talk about these European games being like Test match rugby, and in the Test match arena, almost guaranteed every time that is a kick for the post from that position, with just over 10 minutes to go at 24 all.
That's one stop now.
Exeter need to get this going. White. And if they do score, it's hats off to them. Salvi. Hands over it there from Jelly, who's come on at hooker. He's turned it over.
Jelly's got it.
Turnover was good. Use it!
And the chance is gone, and Stain didn't feel it was on for the kick away, didn't want to kick away, maybe. Want to get minimal distance, wants more than that.
Bought some time, didn't he, for his players around him. That's a good scrum half kick clearance. Again, Stain's been very good.
From Sanga to Steenson. Here goes Dolman. Better at the breakdown from Exeter that time. Nick White. The draw was made. Knew that he'd be coming back to his former club straight away. He'll have this down his mind for some time. Will it be a winning day? Here's Salvi. 10 minutes left. White again. Steenson to Whitten. Turner. He's the kind of player in a high-pressure situation right at the end of the game.
Thank you.
Could very well do the thing, do the right and winning thing. There are many of those players in these Exeter ranks now, champions of their country.
Leave it, no! Leave it!
Will not be fazed by the situation. Advantage, and it's a much more advantageous kicking position, and that is surely what Exeter are going to do now.
Well, if you remember in the first half, when they were 10 yards to the left of the post, they immediately took the 3 points. Surely Gareth Steenson does take that option now.
Listen, I tell him stop, I give him a chance to realise he had effect.
Ooh, camera goes down awkwardly there.
Yeah.
Always look at the reaction of the player in his face.
There's the moment. Ouch. He's played very well too.
Captain.
Second half, he's come to life.
What do you want? You're having a shot when time is on, okay? Just tell
Added
Coco
to
when
his
the
French
subs are
cap
on.
total, which stands at 6.
Happy. I'm not sure.
In the summer in South Africa, signed from Toulouse.
When he is happy, tell me everything is good.
And having to be helped from the field, as you say, he's had a really strong second half.
Time is on.
And like Nandolo, strength with offloads.
Captain, just to be shot.
Ooh, but he won't be doing it again in this game.
He's tangled with Stain's left leg, hasn't he? And now Steenson has a sort of gimme kick to put his team in the lead in Montpellier. It's a little bit easier than the one he kicked against Wasps in injury time to give him the title.
Just about to say the same thing. This guy has been there in pressure situations, as we're talking about the Exeter team across the board, not being fazed by this moment, this opportunity. Steenson, straight through the middle, as if he was on the training paddock. Back in Exeter. They're in the lead, and they're on the verge of a memorable win.
Mental toughness now becomes so important, and understanding your game plan.
Onside, please.
I think now's the time for the running it left to right to just tire Montpellier out to come to an end. Territory has to become the key now for Steenson, White and company. Force them to play for deep.
Poor restart was in no man's land as far as Montpellier were concerned. Right into the extra pocket, that one.
That's just good.
And with all their brilliance, I don't think Montpellier are mentally as clean in their thinking as Exeter, and that's helping the English.
But they're holding up Exeter here. That's long enough for John Lacey to start to get interested.
Okay.
Turnover.
No. It's a maul. You're on the floor.
That was composed. Julien Delanoy is the new man on the field, number 19.
Take the contact against contact against Montpellier, you take the risk of that turnover, just the sheer size, bludgeoning power of the pack. But on your right, there's a front row who've come off the bench and done great things this afternoon. Can they put the squeeze and destabilise the ball for Enzo Sanga and the Montpellier backs?
Straight for you. I'll speak to him as well.
Just thinking about Sanga, he was in behind Para and Rado at Clermont for many a year and eventually
Happy with the gap.
decided to give it a go elsewhere.
Crouch.
Rado, of course, gone on to Castres, saw him last night in Leicester. But this is the kind of situation that he's been waiting for patiently. Got his chance today with injury to Ruan Pinar.
Use it!
Can Montpellier find that lead again? Franz Stein again. Making more and more of an impact. Nandolo. Flag is up.
Touch.
Just didn't have quite enough space that time, and he doesn't need much.
Okay, let's go.
Lockie Turner will be delighted that pitch wasn't 1 inch wider. Great defence there. In the nick of time.
Time on.
Left foot almost off the ground
Exeter,
when he
in we
passed
go,
it.
boys. In we
White's
go
off,
now.
Hendrickson on.
Let's go, please.
What a challenge as well for him.
I'm not sure it is.
Oh, look, of course
White's
it's
off,
not.
it'll be Chudley.
All I say is Will Chudley. I've trusted our French broadcasting to coast. Will Chudley would like to come on and scrum
No,
off.
17! 17!
Let's just chuck them all up in the air and see where they land. It is Chudley, gets the ball out to Stevenson. There's Slade.
Stay now. Rock forward, rock forward!
Tyone.
Leave it! No hands now! No hands!
Chudley on the bench for exactly this kind of reason. Third to Stuart Townsend, just as the game was breaking up.
Oh, this could be a turnover.
It is.
So that was my point, Miles, about Exeter's way of playing. It's great, but sometimes you've got to play the scoreboard, and you've got to play the match clock, and you've got to play the opposition. And I feel against the power of Montpellier at the moment, they're just risking it. French man of the match, Don Armand. That's one thing I think they might be pretty close to getting right. He's been brilliant.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Absolutely
Now, stop,
superb.
please. If you shout at me like that again, you leave the field. Is that clear? Ball is for you.
Man with international ambitions shining out on this day. Good for him, good for Exeter, but the job is not done yet.
Week after week, Armand seems to be able to put in these performances. Now you can see Bismarck Duplessis and his brother Yanni Duplessis.
It's good straight. It's perfect.
Nervous times for Montpellier. The players on the field and the injured men off it. Their European hopes are right on the line here.
Having lost in Dublin last week.
Oh, yeah.
They can't afford to lose this one.
Bind. Set.
The money spent, the investment. It has to be two fronts these days for Montpellier, not just top 14.
They are.
Terrific scrum from Exeter.
Hold on.
And that has been a feature of this second half. Impact made by those front row replacements. And they're in there tackling again. Ball turned over to the man of the match. Armand picks it up. And Stevenson gets this ball away. And gets good distance on it. Michel, who's come on. Geoffrey Michel. Good chase from Exeter. Simmons, one of the first to get there as always. Now he's told to release and does. The important thing, he was there, and he's there again alongside the impressive again Johnny Hill. Tamani took his eyes off it.
Backwards.
Nangusa. He goes Hepburn. How many tackles and charges has he made since he came on to go with all that scrummaging effort? And Exeter get the penalty. So much effort has gone into this. They really do deserve to win this match now.
If they do win that game, the 16, 17 and 18 front row replacements should go into a nice quiet corner get themselves a heavy bottle of red wine and toast one another,
Holding
because
7 or 8
they
in
have
there.
been fantastic in the loose, in the breakdown, in the scrums. They have destabilised Montpellier. They have come on and done a wonderful job.
They'll need to get those glasses that take a whole bottle. This will be a real feather in Exeter's cap. And Vern Cotter, with all his experience of this competition, not just internationally now, will know that it's going to be a long, hard road for Montpellier from here if they lose this one. For Exeter, as I said before, not too fussed about the fourth try. This, in the second half, has turned into trying to get it back to be a win. And a memorable one too. Short.
Okay, that's fine.
And Chudley about to reach a minute and a half left.
Use it. Okay, ball out.
Always in the game, even when they were being stressed before half-time, came back with that Whitten score. Back came Montpellier. But Exeter never went away.
Okay, don't come side now.
And this is clever, it's control.
Tackle! Oh, leave it now.
Montpellier will contest, they have to, with everything they've got. But Exeter, with the belief stemming from their champion tag in England, but it's a penalty.
Leave it down, 5, don't.
Gives Montpellier one last chance.
It's always the risk, isn't it? When you're trying to play the clock down and you're playing one-out rugby, the referee is looking for a team to slow it down. Psychologically, he's sensing that they're hanging on to the ball, and so often we see this, and it does give that last chance for Payot and his team.
Well, the referees were told, weren't they? They were instructed by World Rugby in moments like that, just be a bit harsher. And the amount of time it takes for the ball to come back, because it is a rather cynical way, if you like, of closing out a game. And Exeter seem to be doing it so well. They knew they were on the edge, they're on the right side of the line, but just not with that final play of their attack.
Stop. That's one line backwards.
Into red.
But this is going to be the final attack. The flag is up, and the achievements of the Exeter Chiefs just keep on coming.
Red on the TV screen.
Referee John Lacey blows the whistle to confirm. OK, no title is won today by the champions of England, but their Champions Cup challenge